All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take a deep dive, a guided tour into one single document that tries to explain, well, basically everything. It's called the Great Awakening Map. So let's just get right into it. If you spent any time online in certain circles, I'm almost positive you've seen this image, or something like it. And the first reaction is usually, whoa, it is so dense, right? It's this huge, complex web of names and events and secret programs, spiritual ideas, all linked together with lines and arrows going everywhere. Yeah, it's totally overwhelming at first glance, and that's kind of the point. It's meant to be something you explore. But underneath all of that complexity, there's actually a pretty clear story being told. So that's our big question for today. What story is this map really trying to tell us? And you know what? The answer is surprisingly simple. When you strip everything else away, what you're left with is a story about a massive, cosmic battle for the very future of humanity. It's a classic tale, really, a struggle between two huge opposing forces. So, to really get this story, you've got to start with the bad guys, right? Let's begin by breaking down the side that this map portrays as the forces of darkness and control. So, the map really frames this whole conflict in these stark black and white terms. You can see it right here. You've got slavery and control on one side. That's your deep state, your cabal, Illuminati, mind control, escaping the matrix. And on the other side, freedom and awakening. That's where you find QAnon, the Alliance, and ideas like love and light. It's a very clear-cut battle between two opposing worldviews. Okay, let's zoom in on the map itself for a second, just to see how it lays out this whole network of control. See all those lines? They're connecting global elites, secret societies, black ops government projects. It's all woven together into this one giant web of influence. So, who is this cabal we're talking about? Well, according to the map, and these terms are pulled right from it, it's this big shadow network. We're talking about the deep state cabal Illuminati, the Vatican, central banks, basically all the institutions that often pop up in theories about hidden global power. And the map claims they keep their power by using things like media manipulation, see Project Mockingbird there, and even straight up mind control. All right, so that's the force of control. But who's pushing back? Who's fighting against all that? Let's flip over to the other side of this cosmic war and meet the heroes of the story. This is what the map calls the Alliance of Freedom. If we look at the whole map again, you can actually trace this whole other network, the resistance. And the story here is that this coalition is working, behind the scenes to expose the cabal and help push humanity towards this thing called the Great Awakening. And what's so wild about this alliance is just how diverse it is. I mean, look at this list. You've got political and military groups, right? Like QAnon and military intelligence, Trump, the positive military. But then it gets way bigger. It pulls in spiritual elements like lightworkers and indigos. And then it goes full-on cosmic with the Galactic Federation and the Pleiadian Nordic Alliance. It's a really broad coalition, to say the least. Okay, so we have our two sides, the good guys and the bad guys, all laid out. But where is this epic battle actually happening? I mean, it's not just on your TV screen or on social media. According to this map, the battlefield is way, way bigger than you probably think. All right, here's a term you absolutely have to understand to get the rest of this map, the Secret Space Program, or SSP. So what is it? The map claims it's a whole series of top secret human projects out in space. We're talking super advanced tech and regular contact of all sorts of alien species, both the friendly kind and, well, the not-so-friendly kind. And this battlefield, it stretches from the most hidden spots right here on Earth all the way out into space. On one hand, you have Antarctica, which the map says is a huge hub for secret bases, maybe even ancient civilizations. And then, on the other hand, the whole conflict blows up into the solar system, with these rival space fleets fighting it out. This chart really breaks it down nicely, showing the two sides in this secret space war. Fighting for the Alliance, you've got groups like Solar Warden and USAPA. And on the Cabal side, you've got the Dark Fleet. And the map says they're working with hostile aliens, specifically the Reptilians and the Greys, two names that pop up all the time in UFO stories. Yeah, this is where the whole thing goes full-on space opera. So every big story needs an ending, right? A final, huge event that changes everything. Well, for the Great Awakening map, that climax, that endgame, is something called the Great Solar Flash. And if you look right in the middle of the map, you'll find this quote. It's really the mission statement for the whole thing. We are guiding our collective consciousness to navigate the Great Awakening and Ascension. And that great solar flash, that's supposed to be the event, the mechanism that makes this mass ascension possible. So, how does this all wrap up? Well, the map actually lays out a pretty clear timeline, step by step. First, you get the end of suffering, which happens because of all these big truth disclosures. Then comes the main event, the great solar flash, this massive wave of energy from what it calls the central sun. And that flash is what kicks off a golden age renaissance for everyone, eventually leading to the final step, the return to source, becoming one with the creator. And what's the final destination? What's the ultimate goal of this whole Great Awakening journey? It's a new kind of existence, a new state of being that the map just calls 5D. That stands for fifth density, a higher state of consciousness, totally free from the Cabal's control. So there you have it. From the deep state to the Galactic Federation, from secret bases under the ice to a universe-altering solar flash, this map really does try to tell a complete all-in-one story about our world. And that just leaves us with one last thing to think about, doesn't it? When you see a single image that offers a total explanation for everything, what does that tell us about our own search for answers in a world that can feel pretty confusing and complicated?
What connects it all at the center? Subscribe and go beneath.